I never thought I would see the day. I never thought it was going to happen. I never thought it was ever going to happen again. We've got Bonner struggling. We have Aaliyah in foul trouble. We have Coulson playing some minutes. We have Bree Turner on our team. We have that fraud of a coach. I never thought it was going to happen again. And if you guys agreed that you never thought it was going to happen again, leave a like. Or if you disagreed, I don't care, agree or disagree with me, leave a like. If we can get to 1,000 likes on this video and on this stream, we get to 1,000 on both, that would be absolutely incredible. We're at 500 on the stream. That would be absolutely incredible. And lads, we're trying so hard to hit 48.5k by the end of the day. We are 43 subscribers off. If we could do that, that would be absolutely insane. But lads, we gotta talk about this game again. There's like 8 seconds ago. It's dragging. I don't care. I don't care about that. So this was a fantastic third quarter performance from the Indiana Fever.
I never thought I would see the day. I never thought it would happen. I never thought it would happen again. But here we are. Bonner is struggling. Aaliyah is in foul trouble. Coulson's getting some minutes. We have Bree Turner on the team. And then there's that coach who's a fraud. Honestly, I didn't think this would happen again. But if you agree with me, leave a like.
Late second quarter. Late first quarter. By the way, the Fever were really good in the third. They were really good at the end of the first. They were really good at the end of the second. And they were really good to end the fourth. I have to say, they were really, really good to end the fourth. And even though they only had 5 fast break points, they played faster. Built up a 16-point lead and almost blew it. Almost blew it. They almost blew it because of that fraud of a coach. They almost blew it. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. So, the Mystics started off pretty okay. Sykes was like 1 of 7 to start the game. So she went 6 of 7 to end the game. And Brittany Sykes with 20 points. Kiki Riafen was unbelievable. Kiki playing 26 minutes. For some reason, this coach refuses to play Kiki Riafen and Shakira Austin at the same time.
If you don't, I really don't care. Agree or disagree, just leave a like. If we hit 1,000 likes on this video and this stream, that would be unreal. We're at 500 right now on the stream. That would be absolutely amazing. We're pushing for 48.5k subscribers by the end of the day, and we're only 43 away. If we hit that, it would be insane.
It's literally Kiki Riafen and Dolson, and then the two of them sub off for Edwards and Austin. It's the weirdest thing. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. That, like, they literally only play the two of them together. There's no Kiki Riafen and Shakira Austin minutes, because Shakira Austin was fantastic. Shakira Austin was absolutely fantastic today, but the problem is that they can't play her because they can't play her at the same time as Kiki for some reason, who was the best player on the floor. Citron, fine. She had a fine game. I don't understand how, by the way, Lexi Hull got away with hitting her with a haymaker off the ball. She tried to swim over, but she ended up clocking her. She pulled a Brona Power Cassidy on it. Like, I didn't see it, but she pulled a Brona Power Cassidy. If you guys know what that means, it was when Caitlin Clark played against Holy Cross in her first, where is it? So the Brona Power Cassidy, if you guys don't remember it.
But now, let's talk about the game. The game was dragging with about 8 seconds left, but I don't care. We've got to talk about this. The Indiana Fever played a fantastic third quarter. Late in the first and second quarters, they were looking solid. And the end of the fourth, they were also really strong.
I'll see if I can get the footage here. But it was literally when it was this play right here. Tried to swim over Caitlin Clark and clocked her in the face. Lexi Hull pulled a Brona. So I don't understand that. But from the Indiana Fever, Aari McDonald. I'll talk about her last, but Kelsey Mitchell, way to step up. Way to step up with 24 points there. Way to step up. Yeah, bad free throw shooting is what it is. Way to step up. Way to hit some big shots down the stretch. Way to step up. Aaliyah Boston, didn't think she had a bad game, just got in foul trouble. Like 5 of 5 in the field, 10 points, with 1 board. Was better than the stats would suggest. However, someone had said it again, she got cooked by Brittany Sykes. The problem is that the team did not do a good job. They did not do a good job of icing screens on Sykes. They didn't.
They played fast, built up a 16-point lead, and almost blew it. They almost blew it because of that coach. I'll get into that in a minute. The Mystics started off okay, but Sykes was rough early on. She was 1 for 7, but then finished 6 for 7 to end the game. Brittany Sykes had 20 points, and Kiki Rhea was incredible, playing 26 minutes. For some reason, this coach refuses to play Kiki and Shakira Austin at the same time. It's bizarre.
They did not do a good job at all. Bree Turner should never be on the floor. Like, there's no excuse to play Bree Turner. I don't care if it's 1 minute 48 seconds. There's no excuse to play her. There's no excuse to play her at all. Absolutely no excuse to play her. Sid Colson, she tried. I will not knock Sydney Colson's effort. Thank you so much, posted $14. 6-4-14 from number 10. Insane game from her. But I will never knock Sydney Colson because she gives 100%. She's just not that good. She's just not that good at basketball, but she puts in 1,000% effort every single game. Every game, she puts in 1,000% effort. So I'm not going to question that. Bonner, I don't know what was wrong with Bonner. Thank you, Dom, for so much for the $10. I don't know what was wrong with Bonner. She got teed up early when the ref made a call, and she should have been chucked.
Kiki and Dolson play together, and then when they come out, Edwards and Austin replace them. It's the strangest thing. They should absolutely be on the floor together more, but instead, they refuse to do that. Shakira Austin was fantastic, but it's tough when they can't pair her with Kiki. Citrone had a fine game, but what I don't get is how Sonia Citro or Lexi Hull didn't get called out for hitting her with a haymaker off the ball.
She should have been chucked. Still came in with 9 points, but like, she did not look. She genuinely just did not look. Like, it looked like there was something wrong. Dantas been great all year. She's been great. She's been great. I still would have rather they kept Tammy, but Dantas been great. Genuinely been great. But now we're talking about the two players. Now we're talking about the two players that really changed everything for this team. First of all, Lexi Hull. Lexi Hull. What a performance. What a performance, Lexi. I understand you guys might see, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. All of that, if I'm not mistaken, she had all 14 in the second half. I think she had all 14 in the second half. She took over. She took over. The big reason they went on the run in the third quarter. She was a huge reason.
It was like when Caitlin Clark faced Holy Cross in her first year. If you know what I mean, that's the comparison. She pulled a Braun of Power Cassidy on it. Now, from the Fever, Aari McDonald deserves a mention. But Kelsey Mitchell, she really stepped up, scoring 24 points.
She was a huge, huge reason why they took over in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter. And she was a huge reason why they won that game. But I gotta give credit where credit's due. Aari McDonald. Aari McDonald was the catalyst for that win. She was the catalyst for that win. Because you've got players that play with energy. You've got players that play with super energy, like Lexi Hull. But they need that point guard to push the tempo. And Colson doesn't do that. Aari McDonald, they were down 17-10 when she checks into the game. They were down 17-10. And she immediately starts going. She starts running. She starts pushing the floor. She's passing the ball. She's running the pick and roll. She's taking charges. She's getting steals. She
had some bad free throws, but overall, big shots down the stretch. Aaliyah Boston didn't have a bad game. She just got into foul trouble. 5 for 5 from the field, 10 points, and 1 rebound.
Legitimately took over that game. She took it over. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. She took over that game. And the fraud that is... By the way, the Indiana Fever are up 16 points We're up 14 points going into the fourth quarter. And for some reason, Lexi Hull and Aari McDonald, the two game changers, she takes both of them off and it subs them back on when they're up like what, 8 or 6? I think they're going an 8-0 run. I think it was like an 8-0 run or a 10-2 run or something, and then Hull and Aari McDonald come on and they struggle a little bit to start and then eventually push it on. But Aari McDonald, I forgot that watching the Indiana Fever can be fun. And I'm just putting it out there right now. If you've got Aari McDonald's energy with Caitlin Clark off the ball, cool. If you've got Aari McDonald who can make smart decisions, she could run the pick and roll. She did smart things with the ball. If you've got her beside Caitlin Clark as a backup,
Her impact wasn't fully reflected in the stats. Someone mentioned she got cooked by Brittany Sykes, but the team didn't do a good job icing the screens on her. It wasn't Aaliyah's fault. Bree Turner shouldn't be on the floor at all. There's no reason to play her, even for a minute, and
it makes sense. Oh my god! Oh my god, thank you so much, Ken. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the $85. And also thank you for the $5 Steel Justice. And also thank you guys for all 1,500 of you guys that are in chat. Like, that is unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. But Aari McDonald, game changer. Absolute game changer. And her and Lexi Hull, legitimately, she can play beside Caitlin. She can play beside Caitlin. And I gotta say, when it comes to Aari McDonald, they need to do everything they can to keep her. They need to do everything they can to keep her in the game. Because
48 seconds. None. Sid Coulson, though, I'll give her credit. I can't knock her effort. She gives 100% every single time, even though she's just not that skilled at basketball. Still, her effort is never in question.
You know sometimes when players just sprint and have energy. This team started off flat. They started off flat. They were in 17-10. They were so flat. And Aari McDonald immediately turns it into fever ball. She immediately turns it into fever ball. And regardless of that, when she was on the floor for those 27 minutes, it actually looked like good basketball. It actually looked like good basketball, and I don't care about the stats. I don't care about the stats. You can read, if someone can quote a box score to me. Anyone can quote box scores. Aari McDonald was the catalyst for that game. Everything was going wrong early. When the Fever play slow down, they're garbage. We know that for a year. But they have this fraud of a coach that thinks they can. But like, Aari McDonald, from taking those charges. Oh my god, $50. Thank you so much, JB. Oh my god.
Bonner? I don't know what happened with her. She got teed up early on a questionable call and should have been thrown out of the game. She only finished with 9 points, but it didn't feel right. She didn't seem herself. Dantas has been great all year, though.
Oh my god, thank you so much. Oh my god. But like, this game is... I've lost. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm kind of losing track of this game at this stage. But all I gotta say is Aari McDonald, Sid Coulson, you can stay. You can stay. You bring something. You're not that bad. If there's any way they can get off Bree Turner's contract and bring in Aari McDonald. Because the worst case scenario is Aari McDonald comes in like 2 weeks. The worst case scenario is that even if she's on a hardship deal, they can sign her to a rest of season in about 2 weeks. But if they can cut Bree Turner. That's all I'm going to say.
I still wish they kept Tammy, but Dantas has been solid. Now let's talk about the two players that really turned this around. First, Lexi Hull. What a performance. She had 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. But what's more impressive is she had all 14 of those points in the second half. She really took over. She was a huge part of their third quarter run and kept them in it down the stretch. But the real game changer was Aari McDonald. She was the catalyst for the win. The Fever were down 17-10 when she entered the game, and from there she made a huge impact. She started running the floor, pushing the tempo, setting up plays, taking charges, and grabbing steals. She turned the game around completely. But here's the issue. The coach had both McDonald and Hull on the bench for a stretch, even with a 14-point lead going into the fourth. The team went on an 8-0 or 10-2 run during that time. Eventually, McDonald and Hull came back on the floor and they started playing better again. It's frustrating when you have two game changers sitting on the bench in the most crucial part of the game. Watching the Indiana Fever can actually be fun again. If you pair Aari McDonald's energy with Caitlin Clark off the ball, that could be a lethal combo. Aari can make smart decisions, run the pick and roll, and her intensity is contagious. If they can keep her on the team, that would be huge. Seriously, they need to do everything they can to keep Aari McDonald around. If she's not already locked in, they've got to make sure she stays. The energy she brings is exactly what the Fever need. She immediately changed the tempo of the game, something Coulson doesn't provide. And even with all the mistakes early, in the game, Aari McDonald was the one who made it look like real basketball. And look, stats aside, you can't argue with what she did on the court. She changed the game. When she's on the floor, the Fever look good. They need more of that. Finally, get Bree Turner off the court and find a way to keep Aari McDonald for the rest of the season. If they can do that, things are looking up.